President Vladimir Putin pulled no punches. The United States, he says, has reignited the Cold War. Mr. Putin said this in a marathon news conference in Moscow.
Russia has only made a contribution where it is supporting its national interests in a harsher and harsher way. We're not attacking anyone, we're not warmongers. We are only defending our interests, and the dissatisfaction of our Western partners are huge because of this.
In other words, the United States is a warmonger. Of course, Mr. Putin may be deflecting blame because Russia's economy is tanking because of U.S.-led sanctions and falling oil prices. He tried to make the best of it in this news conference. The moderator asked reporters at the beginning to keep their questions short so we could all hear more from President Putin. The presser also featured a question from the Paris Hilton of Russia, who is actually running for office herself. There she is in pink with the dark glasses. CNN's Matthew Chance is in Moscow with more. Hi, Matthew.
Hi, Carol. That's right. It was a pretty defiant performance from Vladimir Putin, as we've come to expect. As I mentioned before the break, if you were expecting him to back down in the face of this economic chaos that is gripping his country, you'd be very disappointed, because he didn't do that at all. There was no U-turn on Crimea, no softening of his tone when it comes to Russia's confrontation, which has been growing with the West and with the United States in particular. Just more of the same hardline rhetoric. You mentioned his criticism of the United States as an aggressor, saying that Russia only spends $50 billion a year only on defence. The United States spending more than 10 times that figure. So he was very much trying to make that comparison with the United States defence expenditure. He was also asked some quite tough questions. One of them, look, isn't this economic crisis in Russia at the moment that has seen the ruble plunge in value against the dollar all to do with Crimea? You may remember Russia annexed Crimea, part of Ukraine, back in March. It's a thing that provoked international sanctions from the United States and from the European Union. But Vladimir Putin categorically denied that the sanctions and the crisis are anything to do with Crimea, basically restating this rhetoric that he's been coming up with all the time, that the sanctions are all about trying to limit Russia, which was emerging as a power and as a threat to the West, something that he's been basically banging on about for several months now. Now, this kind of rhetoric, Carol, has gone down very well in the past with the Russian public. It's made Vladimir Putin immensely popular. His popularity ratings are somewhere in the region of 85%. But in this new environment where people are actually feeling economic pain, it's difficult to see how he's going to manage to sustain those popularity ratings.
Well, the polls in Russia, do they also show that people still widely support Putin's actions in Crimea?
They do. I mean, as I was saying, his approval ratings are still sky high. I mean, President Obama would kill to have approval ratings like Vladimir Putin, I can tell you. But, the question is, are they going to be able to be kept up if Russia, as Russia, slowly and gradually and continually feels its economic pain? Interest rates went up 6.5% to 17% a couple of days ago. Imagine that if you've got a mortgage or you're paying for a car, what kind of impact that's going to have on your life. How long are Russians going to support their leader in that kind of economic environment?